Hi, and welcome to the first episode of Cooking Under Protest, which might also be the only episode of Cooking Under Protest. We'll see. I'm making a recipe today, chicken and vegetables and wine sauce, and I'll show you the recipe at the end. It's going in the slow cooker, so the first thing we're doing is putting one of these in the slow cooker liners. I've already done that. I actually started the prep work without you. Sorry! Not really sorry. Anyway, I hate cooking. I can't cook. I have no idea why I'm doing this, to be honest with you. My best friend Nikki started a YouTube channel, and she's been enjoying doing it. So for some dumb reason, I was like, well, let me do one too. I have no idea why. This is what happens if you watch too many YouTube videos. Suddenly you want to do it too. Be forewarned. Anyway, so the recipe here calls for cutting up celery, which is what I am doing somewhat successfully. I realize this is going to be intensely boring for most of you. And if you've ever seen somebody cut celery before, you realize this is not like probably the most professional way to do things, and it's probably not perfectly even, and I'm sure if I was on Food Network Star, I would get cut immediately. I would cut me. I'm just not that talented because I can't cook, and I don't care. If anybody tells me that they think I should get cooking lessons, or that I should try to cook better, or anything along those lines, this is the knife that I will use to kill you. Did that sound mean? My bad. Sorry. Not really. Anyway, so the next step is 4 medium red skin potatoes, quartered, which just seems a little too big to me, because that's quartered. Do you want to eat this giant chunk? Look, that's the size. That's too big. I'm not putting a giant chunk like that into my mouth. So we're just going to cut them a little smaller because I do not want a giant chunk of potato. I want a regular bite-sized chunk of potato. And again, I know the point is to cut them all the same size so they all cook at the same speed, but they're going in a slow cooker. So they're all going to be in there forever. I'm just saying. Anyway. Okay. That's one potato. Now, if I was like one of those actually good YouTube people, I would probably pause and edit and speed things up and do whatever it is that all the other YouTube people do. And if you're hoping for that experience, seek life elsewhere, because that's not going to be this channel. I'm not especially talented at cooking, and I do not expect to become especially talented at YouTubing, whatever the correct word is for that. I don't really know. But yeah, this is not all about effort. This is about, I'm stuck in quarantine because there's a freaking pandemic, because the coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever we're calling it today, is evil, and I have a respiratory condition, so I really have to stay in quarantine and not expose myself, because if I were to go on an event, I would instantly die because I can't take the warm air. Yeah, now see, this piece of potato, that doesn't look right to me. So we're just, that doesn't look right. That's going to go in the trash. Anyway, so since I've been in quarantine, the people I really see are my husband and occasionally my parents when they stop by to drop off groceries that I pay them for, because my mom works in merchandising at grocery stores, so she has to go there. So since they're already at the stores, I don't feel bad giving them money and asking them to pick me up a few things. And that means that my husband doesn't have to go to the store and increase our exposure. So, good. Okay. Another potato all cut up. This, by the way, is a KitchenAid chef's knife. I bought it at some store that was going out of business, and they had them on sale. And I'm very glad that I bought it, because this is exactly the right weight and balance for me. I know some people like a heavier one, some people like a lighter one. Whatever. You do you with your own knives. I'm sure there's some cool Japanese blade that's like the best knife of all time. Yeah, that's not going to happen in this time. Because, yeah, I'm just not that dedicated to cooking. And so I'm not going to go out and buy an $800 knife. I am happy with this one, which was like 20 bucks. There we go. Okay. Our potatoes are now cut up. Now for the one that people usually ask about, the dreaded onion. I am not really especially worried about onions. Cut that. I did that completely wrong. I have no idea why I just did that. Okay, well, yeah. Normally you wouldn't cut it like that. Normally you would cut it in half like this. Whoop, nope, that seemed dangerous. Hey, look at that. I almost took out a finger. That's why we don't do these things. Okay. Well, that worked out. It's fine. Okay. So. Uh-huh. You also missed the prep time that I did beforehand, wherein I washed the crap out of everything. So in case you're like, that's just not clean. Yeah, it is. I spent 10 minutes washing everything, washing my hands, sanitizing the countertop with yet another Lysol wipe. We're running low. So yeah, everything is clean, clean, clean. And I had peeled off the outer skin, but after you've cut the onion, there's always one more layer of weird outside skin that appears. And I do not care for it because it's weird and rubbery. And I'm sure some of you people who like spicy stuff are like, oh, that's where the death is. Yay, death! And I am the opposite of yay, death. So, okay. Anyway, so now we have our onion in more manageable things. And we're just going to cut like this. Okay. And always when you want to cut, fingers tucked in, because you cannot cut off what is not there. And yeah, if you were expecting that to be like some super fast chop thing. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't have that skill. If you'd asked me a few years ago to even cut you an onion, I would have been like, no. That's not going to happen. But my husband got diagnosed with diabetes, so we had to improve our diet. And he still works. I cannot. I was on disability, but they cut my disability because there's not a name for what's wrong with me. That's awesome. Although now there might be, but anyway, so I'm home. So I like to cook dinner for him so that there's food when he gets home, because he is ravenous when he gets home from work. He's so tiny. So, yeah, I'm not like your regular housewife type of person. I never thought that I would be a housewife. In fact, I had a boyfriend in high school who thought that I would be a housewife one day, and I laughed hysterically when he said that. And yeah, that went really well. But whatever, he ended up being, I don't know, things did not end well. Things ended in spectacular failure. Anywho, so yeah, so for my husband, I'm willing to cook occasionally and try to do it well, and he says I do, possibly so I don't poison him. Not kidding. Yeah, he's supportive and loving, and he says that I'm a good cook. I wholeheartedly disagree. It's not a title that I want. That is not something I've ever strived to be. But I do enjoy watching cooking shows and learning how to suck less at these things. So there's that. But if you ask people who are related to me if I can cook, they will unanimously tell you no, and relay hilarious stories about times that I failed miserably. Yeah, because I have. I messed up Jell-O. Don't know how. I know you're sitting there like, how can you mess up Jell-O? I did. I had the cold water and the hot water, and they got together, and volcano. There's no better way to put that. They just exploded all over the kitchen like a volcanic eruption. So yeah, the mess up Jell-O. That's a thing that happened. Anyway, okay, the onion is all finely chopped, and is now also being dumped into the slow cooker. Okay. So, those are our main things that we had to cut up. I don't have a tripod or anything like super secure, nor will I be getting one. Yes, my stuff is currently sitting out because, see, sunshine comes in and helps kill things, even though I've already washed them with Lysol wipes. I'd let the sun do its job. Anyway, here's the ingredients in the slow cooker. And, wow, that was awesome, wasn't it? I don't believe this is already 14 minutes in. By the way, the prep time on this is 20 minutes, so let's see how we're doing. Okay, we've put in the potatoes, the carrots, the celery, the onion. Now we place the chicken on top of the vegetables. So, this is a great view. Whatever. There's debate among whether or not you should rinse off your chicken, because Julia Childs, way back in the day, said yes, and people on Food Network now say, no, you shouldn't rinse it off, because you rinse it and then the germs or whatever just go flying. But here's the thing. I rinse it off because I'm allergic to latex. And even though people are supposed to use food grade gloves, some people don't. I don't know why. As someone who's allergic to latex, I can tell you that all humans are allergic to latex. You might never have a reaction, but once you do, you always will. And the more often you're exposed to latex, the higher the odds are that you'll have a reaction, which could just be itching and swelling and redness, or it could be anaphylactic shock. And the more reactions you have, the higher the odds are that you will go into anaphylactic shock and die. So, yeah, I strongly feel that they shouldn't have latex gloves. Just basically for anything. I don't... We have other resources. And I forgot to put in the carrots. I mean... Of course it did. Okay. So the thing calls for me to cut up carrots. But here's the thing. These are baby carrots. Now, baby carrots, actually it says right on this bag. Let's see if I can get that in there. Baby cut. Because there's not really baby carrots. Little carrots do not grow up to become big carrots. That's, I know, you think that's how it works, and you're like, oh my god, they're picked in their youth, and I feel so evil eating them because they're just little babies. Oh no, baby vegetables, they could have grown into full-grown carrots. No, that's not how it works. They're actually a type of carrot that doesn't have a core. And they are picked specifically because they don't have a core. And these are really just those carrots sliced. They're sliced to look like this. They've been peeled and washed and sliced. There is some debate about the process that they're washed in and whether or not that's safe, even though they're washed off again afterwards. And you can debate that amongst yourselves. I had washed that bag. I had opened up a hole in it, drained out the water that was in there, replaced it with my own water, and rinsed it out. So everything in there has been washed at least once by the manufacturer, or whatever the right word is, bagger, product person, and also by me. So yeah, there you have it. Okay, so now we've got the carrots in there, we've got the chicken in there. Let's see if I can visual of the chicken without dropping the phone this time. That'd be awesome. And we're at 19 minutes. Okay. 20-minute prep time. I am so bad at prep times and accuracy in recipes. And if I make more than one video, you're destined to know that. So, okay. Now we add parsley, salt, rosemary, thyme. Oh boy. Parsley, salt, rosemary. Gonna have to look through the spice rack for the time, but here's the. Oh, that's just really zoomed, isn't it? Parsley, Now, normally a person would measure all of these things, and you could, but I happen to know how many herbs and spices I like in things, and I go according to that because this is a slow cooker recipe. Nobody cares. For salt, I like Jane's mixed up salt because it's, I don't know, tasty. And whatever. Rosemary. Rosemary. Okay, we still need thyme, pepper. Thyme and pepper. Okay. I know this isn't. Oh, there it is. The thyme. Yay. All right. We found the thyme. Thyme in. For pepper, I really like this stuff. Now, I know it doesn't say pepper, it says Montreal steak seasoning. But the ingredients are salt, garlic, spices, including black and red pepper, onion, sunflower oil, natural flavor, and extracts of paprika. Which means there's pepper in it. And I used to have a pepper grinder, but when we moved, I lost track of it. So we're sticking with this. Because when you're cooking, sometimes you have to just implement and work with what you've got. Okay, so we've got all that. Now, garlic. I need how much garlic? A clove of garlic. Now, here's another thing where you could argue with me that it's best to chop up fresh garlic. But I was watching Alton Brown Quarantine Kitchen yesterday, and you know what? Even he had a bottle of this. Okay? I mean, granted, it was his wife's, but that's not the point. The point is that it was good enough for the Brown house, therefore it's good enough for me. So, let's be popping the garlic right in there. Okay. Next up, 1 cup of chicken broth. As you might have noticed, I have that right here. This is sodium-free chicken broth because I buy the packets. I took a cup of water, boiled it, and then added the packet to dissolve, and then popped it into the old crock pot there. And voila. Okay. Now we need 1/2 cup of dry white wine. I will be using this one. It's from Wegmans. Oh, look, there's some more information on the back. Northeast Pennsylvania. Okay. Lake Erie. Look at that. Anywho. Exactly 1/2 cup is left in that bottle. Okay. And that is added in there. Look at all the deliciousness. Okay. Cover and cook on low for 8 hours. Cover, low. It's plugged in. We're good to go. So, this was the recipe. I don't know, maybe you can pause and get your visual. Later on, there will be making of gravy. That won't be on video. This is the book that it's in. I've used it quite a bit. Whoa! Jeez, there's some talent. Oh my god, that's awesome. Okay, so we are done with this video. It's 25 minutes long. That's long enough. Take care and subscribe if you want to, and maybe there'll be more. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Bye. Thanks for watching.